So Manchester United face West Ham tomorrow at Old Trafford. It's going to be a very tough game. We can't underestimate West Ham whatsoever. But with our recent performance against Wolves, I am very confident going into this game with our strongest 11. The way that the team was set up, I personally believe United can get the job done. But first of all, we cannot underestimate West Ham, like I've said. The way they set up this season, West Ham are just such a hit and miss team sometimes. Sometimes they play at European level and sometimes they still play like their relegation team at times, but this season it's been more of a European style team. They're very dominant, they're very clinical with everything they do. The multiple switch ups and tactics that David Moyes has implemented into West Ham, they're a very underrated team and we can't underestimate them whatsoever. Their standard formation does seem to be a 4-1-4-1 formation, but they can also transition into a 4-3-3 or even a 4-4-1-1 type formation. Jarrod Bowen is definitely going to be their key player for their goal scoring prowess and how dangerous he's been all season. We have to be on our guard with Kudus as well, a very dangerous player who causes a lot of issues in the first game against West Ham earlier this season. But at the end of the day, David Moyes, what transition side are we going to face tomorrow? I personally believe we're going to be seeing the 4-1-4-1 off West Ham. They're going to probably set up more for the counter-attacking style. They're not going to be dominating us, because if we play like we did against Wolves in that first half especially, getting a few goals early, dominating them, pushing high up the pitch, playing the high line, that's what we want to do. But West Ham are used to this. They can play a low block. They can also play a mid block. They're a very dangerous team, like I've said, and they're not the West Ham of old. What Manchester United need to be careful of as well against West Ham is giving away silly little fouls and petty little free kicks, or just giving them opportunities for set pieces. You know, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Luke Shaw. They need to be on their guard and their discipline needs to be top notch. We can't give away silly little fouls around the edge of the box or giving away a bunch of corners, because we know how dangerous West Ham are. It's not just set pieces for James Ward-Prowse with his free kick ability, it's also corners. They've got aerial threats like Zuma in their team as well. They have a lot of very, very high talent in that team now, and West Ham has gotten playing really, really well. I'm not going to sit here and say that David Moyes could have got that with Manchester United, because he's not challenging titles with West Ham. He has gotten playing really, really well, and they need to stick by him, because there was a bit of drama at the start of the season where should David Moyes be sacked because they were underperforming, but he's gotten playing back to their best, and United need to be on our toes. But how do I think Manchester United will set up? I mean, you can't change a winning team. We played brilliant against Wolves. We should have put the game to bed a lot earlier, but at the end of the day, the way we played against Wolves, especially in that first half, was probably the best half of football I've seen us play all season, or even under Ten Hag as manager in the last 18 or so months, however long it's been since Erik Ten Hag has been in charge of Manchester United. But yes, the team obviously beat Onana, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Mainu, Fernandes, Garnacho on the right, Rashford on the left, and Højlund through the middle. But yes, like I've said, we've got to make sure we are on our toes. We've got to make sure we're playing this high line and just not give them the chance to counter-attack. We need to be precise, we need to be calm, we need to just be controlled all game long, you know. Put the game to bed. Let's try and get an early goal like we did against Wolves. But no doubt West Ham will be expecting this. They'll expect us to probably rush out if we get kick-off and try and get the early goal. And no doubt they'll probably retaliate with the same mentality. But at the end of the day, I personally believe West Ham, it is going to be a very tight game. It isn't going to be a smooth sailing game. I'm going to go for 2-1, maybe 3-1 Manchester United. Let's try and get Højlund on the score sheet again. Maybe even Marcus Rashford. Them two with that chemistry seems to be forming really well. And another partnership as well, Luke Shaw and Marcus Rashford. They're very important players. Luke Shaw seems to be back to his best, overlapping Marcus, making them runs with the creativity as well, with his crosses into the box. Luke Shaw was brilliant against Wolves, and especially in that first half. My only concern is about Luke Shaw, is that does he have the fitness to play in this advanced system with Erik Ten Hag running up and down all game long, because that's why I feel like he plays more as a left-sided centre-back when we're transitioning into this 3-2-5 formation under Ten Hag, and Dalot moves more into midfield as an inverted midfielder. But I'm not going to sit here and slag off Luke Shaw. He's a very good footballer, much better than I'll ever be, but at the end of the day, I personally feel like you can't change a winning team. Let's keep it and stick to what we did against Wolves. Try and put the game early to bed. Let's be honest as well, West Ham have got a lot more quality than Wolves do. Obviously, like I've said, Kudus, Jarrod Bowen, Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse. They've got a lot of attacking prowess, a lot of midfield threats. I feel like as well we've got to be very compact in the midfield. You know, Bruno Fernandes and Mainu, they were brilliant against Wolves. You know, Casemiro doing that number 6 role perfectly, sitting between the defenders sometimes and allowing our fullbacks to go further forward as well. But also just staying on the edge of the box in case a counter-attack does break. You know, Casemiro does have an eye for goal. We've seen it last season, especially how many goals he did score for us. But when you've got Mainu, when you've got Bruno Fernandes as well, you don't need Casemiro to be doing that job for us. You know, when Casemiro was scoring all these goals for us last season, it was because of the likes of Fred and Fernandes just didn't have that chemistry, and Casemiro pretty much did fine. I'll take it. I'll do it myself. But at the end of the day, United need to win this. It's time to go on a run for United. We've got our strongest 11. There should be no excuses. I am concerned about Andre Onana. 57 goals we've conceded this season, and it isn't a good number. But hopefully, I've predicted us to concede a goal because of we don't keep clean sheets at the moment. But if we could keep a clean sheet, maybe grab a 2-0, even a 3-0. I think that would be a very good performance from Man United. But if I was to predict it now, 2-1 or 3-1 to Manchester United. I don't think a draw is on the occasion. If it is, then it's either a win or a loss for United. I don't think a draw will happen from a game like this. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below on your predictions. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Nice one.